Marvel vs. Capcom 2 New Age of Heroes.
You could be owed up to £5,000 and not even know it.
We chilling, bro. We ready for this. Let's go back. 1 minute. 1 minute to win it. My mic was off. Wrong kick off. It's on now. Holy shit, bro. These Nico pods, bro. No. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. That shit's gonna murder me. Holy fuck. This holy water will bring me back to life. This holy water also will bless this stream today. Because we're gonna find out some news about Axie. And it's gonna change the world. What's gonna happen today? And I don't want you lot to hold back on your reactions either. All right? Say it how it is. Say it how it is. All right, let's jump into this. We actually got people in the studio too. My boy Demons popping through. Kaggy's in the building. Let's fucking go, Kaggy. I'm ready.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Oh, they're in. Let's listen to this.
Let's get it in. They're on mute. They're muted.
Muted.
Okay, nice. I'm about to quote tweet you. Here's a quote tweet. If you're banned on Axie Infinity,
should be all good now.
We have bypassed security.
Yeah, hello everybody, and welcome to the town hall. Obviously, I'm a new face to the community.
Hello,
We're
Jace.
here today with Jiho and Trung, obviously the co-founders of Axie. So yeah, I'm super excited to kind of meet the community properly for the first time.
Let me know, chat.
and
Is
really
audio
jump
good?
into kind of everything what's going on with Axie Infinity. So yeah, so I'm excited.
Look at them, Jihos and Trung next to
Awesome.
together, like best buddies.
Before we like jump straight into it, I'll probably do like a quick intro myself. Obviously, everyone knows our kind of co-founders, so I'll just do a quick intro. But yeah, so my name's Jace. I go by Jace the Wizard. I'll be running all things like social media and kind of channel strategy with kind of Sky Mavis and Axie and Ronin. So yeah, I'm really, really excited to kind of dive in, and everything I've done previously has always been very community orientated. So that's why I'm going to be jumping in and finding out exactly kind of what you want to hear, and I can help get that out to the world. So yeah, I'm excited. So should we go into kind of today's topics, if you're both happy? Jiho and Trung, obviously you can do a small intro as well, but I'm sure everybody knows you by now.
What?
Gio, the mic is muted.
Jiho can't figure it out. Rocket looking ass.
Discord.
So I should use the Discord audio,
Yeah.
not the video.
What up?
The
Oh.
video.
Hey, let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Just in
I'll
time.
just use the Discord audio.
Perfect, just in time. I knew it. I knew it was gonna be late.
Do anything on the other side, you can just.
Okay.
It's all right. They're figuring out their mics.
Is it good?
All right, should be good now.
Oh.
You guys can all hear it in the chat. Nice. Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, so I was just going through kind of my small intro to the community, and obviously I'm the newest person to kind of the team, and I think we're going to get a lot of new people joining kind of Axie. So can you just give a quick intro about yourselves? Obviously, you're both the founders. You've been here since the very beginning, so it's quite cool. We've got some people that have been here from the start and someone who's just joined.
I have not been here from the beginning, and so like many of you, I discovered Axie as a community member. I discovered Axie, I believe, on March 17th of 2018. The project had already been going for some time, and I joined up and saw something that I thought could really do something special in the world, something that could make crypto fun and easy. And yeah, I've been dedicating my life to Axie, to Ronin, for the last 7 years. So yeah, I'm Jiho, and I'm a gamer. I'm a collector. I grew up collecting insects and fossils. The first thing I ever did
Fake news.
StarCraft.
Yeah.
So from an early age, I knew that games were a good way to introduce people to new technologies. And so yeah, that's me. Yeah, excited to be here.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi guys.
Hey, Trung.
I was a CryptoKitty player when I met Jeff. That's also why I actually observed a lot and tried to get him onto the team. Turned out it's a great decision.
Oh, they froze.
And as you guys can see, we're now here today to talk about some of the things Axie.
Oh no, what
So-
is going on?
I believe we can do much
The
more.
rugged.
by Axie Infinity.
John, exciting. I think today's kind of town hall kind of guides into kind of what you've been building for the last like 7 years, but also where we're going in the future. So I think there's been a lot of questions kind of being asked throughout the kind of chat and the community over the last kind of like week or so from the town hall. But should we jump into like the first topic first, or the first agenda topic?
Could you hear me clearly?
Hear ye, hear ye.
Yeah, just want to check
better.
the audio. We just turned up the audio, the input up a bit.
Okay.
Turn me up, Mike.
Okay, yeah. So let's jump into the first topic.
Oh man.
Sounds good. So probably the one that's everyone's kind of looking forward to at the moment is kind of the next game of Axie, so Atia's Legacy. I'm going into what's happening with like going into the new title of Axie. So I'll hand it straight over to probably Jiho or Trung to kind of say what's been going on behind the scenes and where we're going towards with this.
Give us leaks, man.
Okay, let's talk about Atia's Legacy. So the playtest will be pretty simple. The main idea is for us to, we don't want to make the same mistakes that we made in the past with things like Homeland, where it took us years to show you something, and by that time, right, we were kind of down these very set paths. So the idea for us with Atia's Legacy is to ship more frequently and at an earlier stage, so that we actually are able to build this together. And so the idea for the summer playtest is to really focus mostly on testing out the movement, the combat system, because a squad-based MMO is actually such an innovative and pretty novel concept. We want to make sure that we're actually honing in on that and getting a lot of feedback. And so the current thinking around the timing of the test is for it to happen in early to mid-September. And so, yeah, just want to also align expectations on when, right, our initial first group of testers will be able to get their hands on the actual game.
Early to mid-September.
Yeah, so we actually have a version of, so if you guys check the video, you guys can see some of the teasers that we've put out around basically that squad-based combat system.
Yo, Kagi, how you feel about not getting any new information, man? How you feel about just saying what we already know, bro?
On my phone right now.
I mean,
mobile first. Oh shit.
You know, so one of the ideas also is that we will have, the plan is to have this town hall area or this town area as a social hub where people will be able to see each other and interact with each other. So
okay, cool.
yeah, I'm playing right now.
I guess.
It's quite early version, but you can see, I actually was surprised at how smooth the movement is already.
Oh yeah.
Also, like
mobile game.
one of the aspects of the test is that you'll actually be able to fight mobs, but not just mobs, but also a boss. So I'm going to show you the boss right now.
Oh, it's going to be like a small loop.
So yeah, this is a boss. And yeah, so the idea is to have some simple loops where you'll be able to fight the boss. Maybe there'll be like a way to track like who's able to kill the boss fastest, or
saying YouTube's
and do the most damage. Some sort of competitive element, right, where people can kind of compete with each other. And so yeah, you know,
Maybe
it's still obviously very early days for the MMO for Atia's Legacy,
like
but we want to ship. It's almost basically unprecedented. You've never fastest or do the most damage. Some sort of competitive element, right, where people can kind of compete with each other. And so yeah, you know, it's still obviously very early days for the MMO for Atia's Legacy, but we want to ship. It's almost basically unprecedented. You've never had an MMO that was just announced with the trailer and then having a test less than basically half a year later. So this is going to be a new way of building an MMO. And also, yeah, we want to make sure that Right? We're not just building this thing in a silo and coming up for air in a couple of years to show you guys the progress. We want to
Couple years.
You know, we want to be sharing a ton of builds right earlier.
They're trying to build
we
in
also
like
know
small
that
little
people have
bits
a lot
so
of
that
questions around
it's okay. Leave it.
vision. How will Axie Core be integrated? How will AXS and NFTs work in the game? How will blockchain be integrated? So, our commitment is also to share a pretty detailed document outlining our current thinking on all of those things concomitantly or alongside that September playtest.
Thank you for using words Ronkies understand.
I think that'll be one of the biggest kind of things is like MMOs take a long time to build. So to have actually a playable version with the core mechanic of a combat, like skill-based, squad-based combat system, it's going to be really, really exciting come obviously September itself. So I think everyone's going to be looking forward to that, and chat is going like crazy. So that's good.
I want to make sure that we set the expectation right, because I am seeing a lot of questions about like a complete polished game in the chat. Monetization, for example, I believe we are still too early for that. What we wanted to test with the very first version of Artia is the core gameplay, right? The feeling that when you get into the game, you control a squad of characters, you go around, you kill monsters, you fight with the boss. So that kind of feeling is what we want to test. We want to validate a pretty bold idea of squad control in an RPG setting. So yeah, just wanted to be very iterative, very lean. Just wanted to get the game out of the door so that people can have a sense of it, rather than waiting for years so that we have the full game that might not even satisfy.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's part of the fun part of being in this type of community, though, is experiencing products way before like they're actually fully polished, like feature complete, everything. Like you said, it takes years to get to that level. But I think one of the best things to be able to do, especially with kind of Axie, is the community can get their input into the core gameplay loop a lot sooner. So understanding, like you said, if the combat is exactly how we designed it to be. And a lot of people are asking that in chat. So yeah, exciting.
Wait, wasn't Ryan the one doing this before? Now it's Jace?
I saw an interesting question. Does Atia's Legacy have a PK system? So, I mean, something that we were talking about in basically Mystic Mountain yesterday is MMOs, successful MMOs are games that you can play for decades. And this basically means that you need to have a very good end game content system that's almost infinitely scalable. And what have we seen to be those types of systems for most MMOs? They basically center around social coordination, guilds, as well as either competitive PvE or just straight up PvP, right? So games like EVE Online, RuneScape, these are big inspirations for us, where these are games that have lasted for decades. So when we look at Atia's Legacy, we're looking at games that have basically lasted for really, really long times, for a really, really long time. Why? Because in order to have this very large player-driven economy, you want these games that basically people will play for decades. And that's how you have things like party hats and RuneScape that have appreciated a lot in US dollar terms. That's how you have this huge economy in EVE Online, where players are spending tens of millions of dollars in the ecosystem every year, because they feel so much emotional attachment to their guilds, and also so much emotion in the wars that they're fighting in. Yeah, so even like old school RuneScape is basically vampire attacking WoW, which is insane, right? Why? Well, it's like old school RuneScape has this, right? It has more of an open economy. There are even like basically item flipping and armor, item flipping basically guilds that just focus on like the economic aspect of the game there. So, there actually is a lot of precedent for these MMOs that have like very more player driven economies. And that's where we have to look to for a lot of inspiration, while also thinking about the ways that we can use crypto and blockchain to elevate it and get things to a different level. EVE Online has 30,000 paid subscribers and makes around $60 million, right? Imagine if that was all powered by crypto and it was more accessible, right? So it's like, imagine if you combine something as accessible as Pokemon, Tamagotchi, and Hello Kitty with Axie and something like EVE Online, right? Theoretically, this game could be potentially massive, and it's kind of how we're thinking about it.
There's the ideas.
Shout out to the Ronki community as well. Seems like they've come out in force as always. Trung, is Ronki gonna be in the game? You put out that teaser, right?
Yeah, we put that in a teaser. I believe that is pretty much possible.
Yo, is it me or did Trung get bigger?
He's eating good, bro.
The MMORPG setting is.
You got a little bit chubby, bro, in the cheeks.
So yeah, maybe not early in
This is
the
the last time I've seen him.
when we are done with all the.
Yo, Kagi, how was the thing last night
That's when
at the
we
Mystic Mountain?
Like integrating with our.
Your mic is muted, brother.
Yeah. I think it was. Wait, you didn't watch? You were there.
I was there, but I
wasn't
was only like half there, right? My kids were
So yeah, my
sleeping,
first
so I had to
impressions,
go
right? Like my impressions
back
so
and
far
forth.
from trying out the build is that hey, the movement is better and smoother than I expected, and yeah, I was actually able to like kind of go up to a boss and fight it. So to me, and I was pleasantly surprised by the movement. Obviously, it's quite early. So.
Oh, they haven't said anything new. It feels
Really
like
exciting to get it into
expectation control.
players' hands. There were some questions like, is this going to be publicly played?
Expectation control. I like that.
Allow it.
Bullshit.
Yeah. What
So we're gonna be able to have like some
So
kind of like
the
a
the playtest is
place to hang out and one boss battle. That's what
750 to
it's pretty
1,000
much
people, right?
gonna
There's
be.
mystics, and then we've also given out some playtest slots in different ways. And
I mean, it's all right.
that's basically the scope
Something
of
is something.
the initial playtest.
Yeah, perfect. And like with the playtest, I believe obviously we are looking for the community to kind of give that like honest feedback of what it actually feels like to play this first playtest of a Tears Legacy. And it'll be really interesting to compare the majority of the people that have been here a long time supporting Axie to also some of the new people that have never played kind of previously. And there might be a few people in there as well to get like an honest kind of feedback of a new game coming out. So that's really exciting. Is there anything else you want to kind of showcase about or talk about via Tears Legacy? Or we can.
I think there's going to be a lot of, there's a lot of questions still right around what is the current vision around the economy, and that's Pixelated Vince, if you guys know him, put together a really thoughtful document, and basically what we plan on sharing, right, the current thinking around the Web3 integration, the economy, and things like that, in parallel to that playtest. So expect something around September.
Why so many silences? I like.
It's because they're
They're reading. They're reacting to the chat.
Low tie is for there to be some sort of right.
But to be honest, they were much looser last night, right? Like they were more comfortable. Well, I don't know why they're like a bit uncomfortable, like talking.
That's basically the thinking.
I mean, it is a Mystic chat, it's a different vibe. You gotta.
What do you mean? They're the whales, man. You're just talking to people. It's okay.
So you guys know if
maybe it's because it's Jace's first time. I have no idea, but yeah, like they gotta be much. Kagi, you should have been the host.
Death of troops inside.
Jace is cool. Jace is cool.
No, I'm not saying he's not cool. I'm saying that like there needs to be a dynamic, right? That
and
balances.
I would definitely own that like scenario. Like
no. You're gonna be there. You're gonna be like, "Where's the pumponomics?"
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying. AXS? When is that going to $1?
I would own it in a good way. Like I would drive the conversation forward.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's like you said, Jace doesn't really know them that well. He's still like getting to know the team, so he can't get out of his way and
But to be fair though, this was when Ryan was there too. It was the same. So maybe it's just like
it's out of HP.
Something else. Maybe it's what they're using to communicate on, or I don't know.
I just feel like
for.
I
some
respect them,
you can drive
obviously,
again.
as founders,
If you want to
but I
speak
also have that line of like friendship, you know, where I cross it, you know. So,
Maybe it's like the boss dynamic, right?
Yeah.
I
I think
think that could be it, actually.
mechanism to make people feel less like emotional when they're actually out of battle.
You know, the interesting
Speak
thing,
up, Tron!
we kind of had a death mechanic in Axie Classic. What was the death mechanic? People were botting and then they would get banned for 10 years, right? So actually, like the botting system that, you know, and the kind of the game of cat and mouse was like an interesting mechanic actually back in the day. I saw some interesting comments in the chat where maybe collectibles have a cooldown, but maybe normal Axies can die. I think that's something that we can experiment with. You know, check out like the vision for the Nightmare Realm. What is the Nightmare Realm? Go check that original article we posted on Atia's Legacy, the MMO. It's basically like some sort of a PvP guild instance, right? Maybe, right, stakes could be really fucking high in the Nightmare Realm specifically.
So Umbrella was asking about, right, whether in the playtest we would be able to like basically fight monster on the same map. Unfortunately, we have to control the scope of the playtest, so there wouldn't be some social interactions. It's a town that you can wander around. You actually saw it in the trailer. You can go around and see your friends, but when it comes to fighting monster, then you will basically go through a single player journey. We'll see if we can sneakily add more social interactions into it, in a sense that you can fight together with your friends. But right now it seems tight for the schedule. So yeah, the most important thing is to still test the core interactions, right? The feeling of squad battles inside the game. So we want to push that out and get you guys to have a sense of it first.
Shadow King says, play to earn is not sustainable. How do you overcome and reward people? Something like risk to earn.
Here we go.
Well,
risk to earn. Here we go.
You know, two things. Yes, we're seeing like some, you know, actually Axie was always had pretty good like risk to earn mechanics. And also, right, people always like try to dunk on play to earn and stuff like that during a bear market or when Web3 gaming tokens are down. But, you know, as soon as liquidity starts to come back into the market, right, you have these reflexive loops. So the crazy thing about crypto and crypto gaming is that, right, it's like when tokens are going down, you get less players, and tokens that are emitted, people want to sell. But once tokens start going up, right, it's like it's a reflexive loop where people want to hold, people actually want to play more, the metrics start to look better, that it starts to attract more institutional capital and whales. So, you know, it's basically how crypto is. But yes, right, teams are getting much smarter at how they do token emissions. And, you know, risk to earn is basically EVE Online is a pioneer in risk to earn, right? It's like war, right? War is the ultimate risk.
But nobody streams it for a reason.
Sometimes, right, like the guild leaders may lose money. And
it's good, but it sucks for streaming.
They lost the war, right? And that's just like an
because you lose your edge if you stream.
Yeah, nobody's gonna stream risk to earn. You can't do it. You can't do it unless it's like
let's move on
like
to
in duels.
Even if it is 1v1, right? Like you're gonna lose your edge. Someone is gonna sit there watch you
for like
a few hours, gonna go do the same thing, and then you're fucked. It's the same reason why no one streams trading. You know?
So I encourage everybody to check out the latest announcement that we made around
esports training.
Basically,
no, not training. I said trading.
No, I know, but even esports.
Oh yeah. Of course.
You don't stream it. That would be good content, but most teams don't stream it.
Community-driven process, and
no one will do that. Same thing. Why even in games like the top 100 players will never stream.
Needed control to control over the community. And
they already
so we're really proud of the progress
that's all we're getting on
happened with governance. You know, shout out.
Hang on, let me go take a nap. I'll be back.
So, what are the general points? One, the community treasury is now set up and ready to start to be used, right? So one of the problems with governance was that this community treasury was seen as this like black pool of money that could not be accessed easily. The barriers are lifted, right? This is a combination of the new legislative regime in the United States. It's a combination of we've had different authorities look into the process
that is bullish.
Run alongside the town builders and say, hey, this is actually a very clean process. This is actually the most clean governance process that they had ever seen. And the community treasury holds significant assets. So I want to reiterate this. There's currently 23 million
give me some of them
Axis tokens, 2,600 ETH, 75K RON, 6,500 USDC, as well as pending recovered funds. So basically there are funds from the Ronin Bridge incident that are owed to the Axie treasury. And the last update we gave around the value of these funds was that it was $40 million of recovered assets.
40 million.
And that was last year.
And that's in probably Bitcoin and Ethereum right now.
It's Bitcoin.
That shit is probably more, to be honest.
Yeah, it was.
So I need to be careful about what I say there, but I think you guys can kind of understand the idea.
We're going to the moon. That's what he's saying.
We've had legal reviews that basically have confirmed that our governance process was very decentralized, it was secure, and it's legally resilient, which puts us in a really good position to begin actively using the treasury. So yeah, we're inviting you guys to join discussions, check out the contributor channel. You guys also see that you have Axie scores, right? So grow your Axie score, stake your AXS, and get involved with governance, right? Reach out to your town builders or reach out to anyone. Reach out to me if you want to get involved with governance and you aren't really sure. And that article that we just posted, right, will have very specific.
I want to have an election.
How to get involved with governance.
Let's have an election
to help shape the future of Axie.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Anything else you want to add on that, Trung?
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to all the town builders. I actually didn't have to do much there, but seeing you guys like advancing the governance is very interesting. The first time that I have like a relief because
the Axie bureaucracy
just happen naturally without my interventions. But I think that's the most beautiful part of decentralization. So yeah, I'm excited for doing nothing but still achieving much.
What did he say?
He said, I'm excited that I didn't have to do much, but we
I think
achieved
there was one
a lot.
a good question on this. I'm just trying to find it in chat. I can't remember who said it, but essentially it was, what does this mean for like the end user? So like if I didn't want to get involved with being a contributor, but how does that actually affect my experience within kind of Axie?
It doesn't.
I think it's a good question. I mean, the way that I see it is the purpose of the treasury and the governance process is to ensure that
to happen and it happens.
The Axis token is working well. And right, so we were very early to this idea that, hey, like tokens need to be backed by value. And because the community treasury is so large, because it's been untouched for a long time, right, there's basically a lot. I think a lot of people, they're interested in making AXS go up. That's actually a special condition of the Axie universe is I own AXS, Trung owns AXS, the Sky Mavis company owns AXS, but the community also owns AXS. So AXS basically represents this partnership between Sky Mavis and the community. And
he says no sound.
Both want
no sound?
There is sound.
And the community treasury can basically help a lot with this, right? By basically ensuring that access isn't just
maybe it's Kitty who has no sound
based on buys, but actually based on the potential to do buybacks and or distributions, things like that.
Kidding. See? Told you. Got trolled.
I think, that's right now we have a buyback meta that's heating up in crypto. So we're actually really potentially well positioned here, especially within Web3 gaming, because nobody has ever made as much money as Axie has in gaming specifically.
What is happening in this chat?
Here we go.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that answered it. Chat's getting quite funny now.
Wait, I gotta get in the chat too. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Trung said G-Host is married to his sister, so I think that's what they're talking about. I don't know if like
we don't. To be honest, right? So basically, the thing that we've committed is like we'll share some that we'll use some ecosystem funds to help seed the the new entity of basically this Axie Foundation, if you will. Although, right, it may not be a foundation; it might be something like a Duna, overly complex. But we will seed that, and right, there are some operational expenses.
What is that?
Have around helping to coordinate governance processes.
That's fucking me up.
But it should also be a very light because we don't want it to become this like bloated thing that's costing a lot of money and
is it you
making excess.
I can hear it on my end.
What is this potato internet?
So
thanks to stream.
Shout out to the town builders.
Go back into the stream.
When it comes to this kind of
Jesus,
stuff.
bro.
That's horrible. I can't
the Axie blind boxes.
Yeah, there we go. Better.
So yeah, as you guys may have seen, we've teased some Axie blind boxes on socials. Basically, the idea is for us to start leaning more into the IP. I fell in love with Axie because it was beautiful and aesthetic, and I thought that it was something that.
Bro, we can see your Pornhub tab, man. What are you doing?
That has largely been true, where we have onboarded millions, but that's mainly been through gaming. We haven't leaned enough into the IP, and we want to rectify that.
Imagine using Pornhub in 2025. Use AI, bro. Generated for you.
Axie blind boxes. The initial thinking, right, is to have maybe 6 of them. One could be perhaps quite rare. We're also thinking about the different distribution mechanisms. Perhaps the first drop could be more of like a digital drop. And right, if we can show that there's momentum and show that there's demand for these things, right, you can then start to partner with different entities and parties that are bigger and could help with distribution. So yeah, being able to do something with PopMart on something like this, right? And we've actually talked to them, right? And so if we can actually if we can actually show some initial demand for this thing, right? Things like PopMart are an option. But we'll have to show them that there's the demand there as well. We're also looking into like Axie TCG. We're doing some initial research. TCGs or cards are a great way to expand IPs. Doesn't necessarily even need to come with a actual game, right? I think most people just like to collect cards for the joy and thrill of collecting. There's also like different ways that we could think about the utility. What if these were things that are mainly art and then maybe one-time use and something like Axie Core? There's different ways that we can basically get the Axie IP proliferating a bit more and showing off the art, because our art is so strong, but it's not doing everything that it could be doing.
It's one of the things I'm most kind of excited for is leaning into. So for people that don't know, I previously just joined the team, and it's like when you join the team, it's like an iceberg. So from the outside, you see like 10%, but you don't actually see the other 90% that's going on. So I'm really, really excited. We're obviously touching upon some of these points, like the blind boxes, expanding the IP, this TCG, obviously an early kind of consideration for more collecting. And also like the story. Like I've actually been lucky to actually go into the lore and understanding like obviously the universe in itself. And there's so much
more rice to earn.
It's actually like I was actually surprised by how much reading to actually understand fully what was going on in the world. So I'm excited to help showcase this as the brand grows and it expands. So that's going to be
it's a battle pass.
Yeah, but it's the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, also think of the idea where it's like,
so you're paying for a battle pass.
Low time mentioned, right? Like Axie Classic is actually the original Axie TCG, right? In some ways. So, fuck, maybe we need
they create a battle pass.
Too, right? Why did we, anyways, there are a lot of different options. And Sky Mavis can't do it alone, right? So we also need to, probably start working potentially with other game studios as well on the Axie IP, right? It can't be that Sky Mavis is this blocker for the number of Axie games that exist. Actually, although obviously Builder's program didn't fully work out well, there is actually a game, right? Axie Quest, that is still live, and I believe we're also working on a bounty board integration for that game specifically.
No one's fucking playing that game.
Shout out to Axie Quest, man. It's really fucking resilient to. Yeah, I think Amrula is thinking of in the right way about basically the digital distribution of blind boxes. If we can do something really innovative there, right? I also think that Ronin could become even a platform for bringing physical blind boxes from other IPs onto the chain. So, okay.
Yeah, I like that idea. Not bad.
Yeah.
So, chat.
Let's start.
I have dropped a leak in chat. I'm gonna do it again.
Do it.
So what is this? What is the Axie Codex?
Battle Pass.
So Axie needs a battle pass. And this is basically an upgrade to the Premier Bounty Board. So if you look at it, you can see that this actually functions a lot like some of the battle passes that you might have used in the past with games like Dota, where, okay, you can pay, and you pay a certain amount of AXS to get started with it. You'll earn access tokens as you progress through the battle pass, and as an incentive to make it all the way to the end, you basically have this super cosmetic skin reward at the end, right? So you can see in that leak that there's a pretty sick accessory, which I really need now that I zoom into it. And so yeah, this is, we're always going to be experimenting with revenue models and making these incentive systems work better. But we'll also be thinking about ways that we can.
Right? You put one in, you get less.
Give out even more AXS, but perhaps that AXS would be spend only AXS, stake only AXS, or maybe have a fee for selling it that would go into the treasury, but that fee would be relative to your Axie score. So if your Axie score is really high and you're a high reputation individual, we know that you're not a bot. We know that you're someone who actually likes to collect a bit. Boom. You like to participate in governance.
I like what
boom,
they're doing.
right? Your fee could be lower. So yeah, we're the inventors of play to earn.
They should
play to earn is still viable.
The,
it just needs tweaking. That's the way that I think about it. And yeah,
goal,
risk to earn is just a variation or a modification of play to earn. And
different
tiers. Yeah, I think people
shiny versions and shit like
people overcomplicate it. Right?
If you play one and you get 0.8 back, but you get
a phrase that I made
roll,
in 2021 or 2020 because I wanted Axie, the benefits of Axie in crypto gaming to make sense to
extra
to grandmas, to everyday people.
Digital thing they create out
and it worked. Right? It's very controversial, right? But that's also the key to a good kind of brain worm. So yeah, I'm gonna check the chat. People are saying Jeet gel. Yes, I mean, this idea of making sure that it's really about Sybil resistance as well. So and having incentives for holding. Right? If AXS is going up and we're using the treasury, then everyone will want to hold and stake their AXS anyway, to be honest. So.
Open what? Open what? What did he say?
He's got a DM from Stark.
Do you want to know what it's actually asking for? I can see it on my phone.
No, open.
Let's see if I have some notes here.
No, I can see what he's asked for.
Anything you want to add on this, Chung, around the
he actually
just
asked me for an ETH TA.
Yeah, I think Battle Pass is actually a very cool mechanism because you incentivize people to progress and engage. I think one of the problems that we have seen a lot with Axie is that people just play the games, get the rewards, and then they sell the reward, which is not a good way to create a flywheel for the whole ecosystems to grow. So what kind of incentive we can put out there to get people to keep staying inside the ecosystem and really engage with Axie at a deeper level. Let's say use Axie core features. That's what we think when we think about the battle pass. So we cannot just enjoy Axie ourselves. We have to think about how to acquire new users and engage them in a good way so that they not only come here for the earning parts, but for contributing to the Axie ecosystem. So I see this as a very first step of doing so, and getting people, the normal gamers of Axie games, to engage more with Axie core and become owners, holders. Let's see. It's too early to tell, but it's a thesis that we want to pursue.
Yeah, I think it'll be a great almost onboarding tool where we can help showcase different elements of Axie core. Obviously in the screenshot, there is accessories in there as well. So then it almost, we can showcase other elements of Axie and Axie core to players when they just play, say, one game. We can actually lead them into other areas. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, so shout out to Jeff K and the whole Axie core team. They're working tirelessly on that. And yeah, I think the ETA for that is Q3, or I would say October, November, and maybe they'll be able to ship it quicker. Yeah, Shade. Where's Shade, bro? Come into the office. So yeah, we'll also kind of give a little leak for you guys that
on the train.
He's on the train. Nice. So we're in a new Sky Mavis outpost.
I called it
in America.
Call it out.
Bright and early over here.
Look, you've got some
man is role
playing. He's got archers
expanding.
on the roof.
Motherfucker's role playing.
Yeah, we want to do more stuff in America, and if you're in America, we would definitely encourage you and invite you out to California, and we'll think about some cool ways to activate the community over here. Why the move to America? Yeah, I mean, there's certain talent that is in America. Makes it easier to partner with companies. For example, Drip, the company that we did the Pokemon partnership with, right? The Pokemon card partnership. Boom, they were actually they're based in San Francisco, so it was really easy to coordinate that pretty quickly because we were able to meet in person, build rapport, things like that. Also, yes, Wall Street is in America, and Wall Street loves Axie and Ronin. Wall Street made so much money in their individual accounts trading AXS last cycle. So I talked to a lot of these people. Why did they trade AXS last cycle, and why did they trade crypto in their individual accounts last cycle? Because usually, if you're working at a bank on Wall Street, you have a lot of restrictions on what stocks you can trade individually. But because crypto was so new and small back then, right? They didn't have restrictions on trading crypto. So a lot of these Wall Street bros made a ton of money on AXS. And now they're yo, Ethereum is back because of Tom Lee and the treasury companies. NFTs are starting to bubble up again and percolate. Okay, right? When is gaming happening? That's why you see, that Google trend image of gaming search volume increasing, because people see that when Ethereum is back, when NFTs start to heat up, gaming actually, gaming last cycle had the highest returns of any sector, right? So if you really want to speculate on an alt season, then a lot of people look at gaming as the best way to do that. So, it's not 100% guaranteed that it will happen, but sometimes these things become self-fulfilling prophecies where if people start to believe and think like that, it just starts to catch on.
Even what the fuck?
We're on ETF. So yeah, we are talking to Wall Street, as I mentioned in my space. Shout out to everyone who was at my space and also came out here as well. No way, Arctic is here. We got Cloud White, the OGs have showed up as well. Okay. Callie says I'll bring the weed.
W.
Pixelated Vince says, "Are you pitching VCs on Sandhill?" So the thing is, last cycle was the VC cycle. This cycle is the institutional Wall Street cycle, and there's a big difference in the way that these people think, but there's a lot more money on Wall Street than on Sandhill Road. Right? So it's like right now, the current people in the space, the current Web3 gamers, and also the crypto funds, they see that gaming hasn't done well for 3 years. But outside investors, when they come back and look at everything that's happened, they're like, wow, like compared to the gaming season last cycle where it was only Axie, right? There are actually a handful of teams, like let's say around 5 teams that have actually innovated and done interesting things. Majority of them on Ronin Network. And when you actually look at the traction and the data, things are actually looking better than 2021. So why shouldn't there be a gaming season? And these people have the capital to basically put in a bottom and absorb all the sell pressure. The problem with Web3 gaming is that right now the current whales aren't large enough, right? And basically they don't have the capital to absorb the sell pressure and basically bully the market into starting to go up.
They are poor.
So, but that's part of that's something that only Sky Mavis is well positioned, and only the Sky Mavis founders can really do, because we have those connections, and we're seen as the pioneers and the innovators in this space.
Pamp.
This is the institutional cycle, yes. And I think another great sign is, hey, we're aligning more with Ethereum. I was just at Ethereum House SF yesterday, and I talked about how Ronin will be becoming a bona fide layer 2, that we're coming home to Ethereum, right? And all of a sudden, all these people who kind of faded us or wouldn't talk about Ronin for many years, right, are now coming out saying, "Wow, right, this is huge for Ethereum. This is a new trend that's happening where these side chains and L1s are now coming home to Ethereum." And Ethereum has made some progress that makes this possible, and also makes it so that this is actually a good thing that will happen. We'll share more about this.
Kagi, what does that mean? Bona fide L2?
You can check out my Twitter and see that clip. And also,
it basically means that I think they're like settling or some shit on Ethereum, paying fees to Ethereum.
Okay, and what is that? What would that do? Like,
well, you're helping
into the ETH cult or what?
Yeah, you tap into the ETH cult. You're basically also have your treasury in ETH. You probably would stake the ETH as well. To generate there's a few things that I'm not really sure exactly what that means. Like,
it's a Latin term for genuine, real, or in good faith.
It just means Axie is ETH aligned.
Yeah,
let's see.
It's like they recognize they're official.
Officially
aligned.
Let's get more people. Let's get some people up on the stage. Let's get some spiciness going. Let's look.
Spiciness.
Spiciness.
I don't even know.
Kagi request, bro. See if the ban is
no,
real.
The thing is, no. The thing is that I don't know what to ask. I don't really want to.
I delegate Axie Got Talent to ET.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up ask him. When are you gonna hire me, man?
You could have heard the karaoke last night. We've already done it.
Yeah, you should.
I'm gonna move to the US, bro. I need health insurance. Bring
Nix is also a rapper.
Yeah.
You should be leading the TCG.
Rapper name.
TCG, sure. Dude.
If they come out with a TCG,
they don't seem like they want a game
or what.
They will make a TCG, I think.
But they don't want the game to really be. I think they just want the physical card and collectability.
There's actually a Filipino who sings on the street near here. Like Filipinos are notoriously good at karaoke, so it's really funny. Okay, we got Blue Perp.
Oh shit! Shout out to Blue Perp, who's always in the Ronin Radio chat.
Welcome, come to the stage.
Let's go.
And Groz.
We got Groz. What up, Groz?
Groz.
I think I just delegated you one of my mystics, right?
Yeah, you did. Yo. Hi, thank you for delegating it just in time for season 14. Really excited.
Yeah, my team was like, "Yo, Chihos, please delegate." The season is
start.
Yeah, the season is starting. So, anyways, yeah, let's go. What's
Yeah,
up, man?
yeah, yeah. All right. So I have a few questions specifically for the MMO. All right. So first one is are there plans for the Axie core levels to be implemented or to affect the battle performance of the Axies in the game?
Yeah, so we're thinking about a dual level system, in-game level and Axie core levels. So let's say in the first map, if the level cap is 10, then by having an Axie core level higher than 10, you basically hit the cap immediately without grinding.
Oh, what
So
the
it
fuck?
creates
It's level
some,
10?
like early competitive edge.
What the fuck
for
are we
people
going to
that
level
already
64
have
then?
high Axie core level.
Huh? What?
The AXP
Yeah,
level
so basically we're
caps
thinking
out
about a
at 10.
dual level
So if you're
system, and yes,
higher than
you
level
know,
10, you
we
just
do
max
want
level.
to integrate Axie core levels, and you know, we'll share. I think we can share more detailed thinking around this as well.
Nah,
with
no way.
basically that document that I said that we would put out, or you know, the kind of principles and economic vision for the game.
All right, I'll look forward to that. Okay, second question. Is there are there plans of integrating the NFTs into the game? Like, I know this is like super far into the future because you want the base game to be good first before you start adding in stuff. But you know, we've been getting a lot of accessories that have been added recently. So the Daruma, the Nightmare accessories, and all of that. Will they be just purely cosmetic in the game, or will they add like benefits like plus 1% here, plus 1% to a stat, maybe plus 1% to gaining currency?
Only plus one? Come on, bro.
Dude,
Think higher.
no stats. Just cosmetics.
Yeah, I agree.
Interesting question. This is actually something we discussed within our own team. And even though we have different opinions, we want to make sure that, right, people can bring more NFTs to the game. There are some technical difficulties though, because when you see those accessories, they are actually better to be like in 2D kind of game rather than a 3D games like the Axie MMO.
Oh my god.
So we discussed different options from giving just like very small tasks to make sure that like,
what happened, bro?
people can
Nothing, bro. Nothing.
Literally nothing.
to maybe
Dude.
some to give like some resources when burned. So right, provide some crafting materials.
Dude, Chung needs to have a consultation
there's no
session with me,
concrete
man,
solution
just to get
for
some
now,
feedback on
but,
some of the stuff they're building.
We like the thinking process is that we want to.
But in a way, bro, you have that access and you have that power to do it. Because what you need to do is tweet about this stuff when you really believe in some of the stuff. You don't do it enough.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is like
Axie in general, what you can showcase your Axie.
You're like, what do you gain from it?
It's not even about what you gain from it. It's like
no, I mean in terms of energy. It's like you put that energy out there, and then you're like, yeah.
Yeah, that too. But it's like
I don't think we can
putting everyone on blast is also not always the best thing, right? I've done that a lot in the past, and I think it probably burned more bridges than like,
just
it
one
gained
last
bridges.
thing before I go.
Right.
Thank you for acknowledging Axie Quest. I've been a big fan of that game
Gross,
since the
I love you, but
beginning,
shut the
and
fuck up, bro.
it makes me so
You're gonna be
happy that
playing
you
Axie
guys are
Quest.
integrating Axie Quest into the
I'm
bounty
sorry.
board in the future.
It's just
They
real.
deserve some recognition, man. If you're like doing like the builders program and still fucking going, like that's honestly like crazy impressive. We also want to find some way, looking at ways to make it just easier to build on top of the Axie IP. For example, maybe just like a flat licensing fee to the treasury, so that right, it's not such like a manual, annoying process.
All right, that's all the stuff I have to ask, and I'll give the floor back to you guys. Thank you for answering my questions.
All right, thanks for coming up, man. All right,
Blue Perp,
do you have something to say? Let's keep it to one question each so that more people have a chance to go. All right, you got 5 seconds to show me something, or we're going with someone else.
Damn, blue perp choking.
Okay, we're moving to prep up.
I think we just keep him there. So
Yeah, maybe he'll come back.
Go, Gila, get on and stroke them some more.
Yeah, all good. How about you guys?
Yeah, doing well.
Okay. Just one quick question. Why can't we get back our Axie Classic leaderboard?
Why can't we get back our Axie Classic leaderboard?
Instead of trying Axie tournament, such things, why can't we back leaderboards like Origin? Yeah.
Yeah.
The question is around Axie Classic and the leaderboard.
I think he's like trying really hard not to fucking like laugh hard.
Just one week late about leaderboards running through 21 seasons.
Sir,
I have been since the start, you guys. So just sharing my experience.
I say this with love, sir.
Yeah, so I think there is some stuff that Classic is doing around the competitive circuit.
Shut it all down, bruh.
Yeah, but I think.
Yeah, I agree with you. I just asking about. Yeah. It's been quite good when running.
So instead of a individual,
nowadays it's like almost playing first top 16 spot, not good things. In my part, just a.
Yeah, I think.
It's you gotta keep it moving.
No, bro.
So yeah, rather than like kind of like this individual leaderboard that we had in the past, we now have like a guild leaderboard, and so yeah, it's maybe not effective, but or as effective as you want. But yeah, we can definitely look into it, but you know, it is hard to give proper attention to so many different games and products. That was one of the reasons, right, that we took away Classic so we could focus, but we did bring it back.
Someone should go up there and be like, yo, what's up, guys? Yeah, so I'm here to ask if you guys got any questions for me. You know?
It would be funny, but
we've discussed today.
I would do it, but
legacy, governance.
Too early. I just got back.
Yeah, you just got back.
Just got back. Yeah, you guys got a question?
You've got an ankle monitor on.
So
I can't let it rip like that.
You about the monetization and that kind of stuff, and you has provided us with something like there might be a war system or risk to it to earn.
I didn't see Spiffy more good chat. Wait, hang on. Let me catch up reading.
Will that be like kind of a leaderboard or some kind of reward system comparable to Axie Origin or that sort of thing? So I want you to like go deeper into the reward and things in more concrete way, if that's fine, or it's still too early to like put something on that.
I don't want to be a cunt here, but I feel like he just spat on me.
Yeah, he really did.
Yeah, I believe it's still a little bit early. We have talked about this a lot. The difference in the models, right? Play to earn, risk to earn. I believe risk to earn pose a more sustainable model for the game.
Here we go, sustainable. Pop the fucking token.
Make more, spend more inside the game rather than just straightforwardly play and earn something. So that's the early thoughts. But we also want to make sure people have some social interactions, like guild guild, to make sure that it's not only about the art, but also people want to create guild, rally all the members to compete and create
the moment I hear reward, it's like auto mute.
If it's only risk to earn for individual players, then I don't think it creates
it's like you get this chance to talk about like and get details on something really cool, and you're just like you're asking like, oh, what kind of rewards
I
are we
agree
looking at?
because of for me myself, I kind of I kind of don't like the PvP aspect in the MMO games. I find more things to like more cooperative, like exploring dungeons or like participating in events. So maybe, just maybe, if the rewards or the play to earn aspect can be incorporated into not just the risk to earn or just go on the guild war system, but more for like a more casual play or on the multiplayer side of the corporate thing side of things, that might be great, I think.
So in a well-functioning economy, you have multiple roles, right? So it's not just like, oh, right,
give rewards, Kagi.
Just like think about America, right? Why does America always go to war? Because it stimulates the economy.
Your
It's not
parole
just
office is gonna be
providing,
there soon, bro.
salary for the soldiers, right? You have to manufacture the weapons and all of those things, right? So someone's like, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight, or I don't want to shoot people, but they can still profit from the war, right? By basically becoming an arms manufacturer, or like basically creating, by creating goods. So it's kind of an overly simplified way of thinking about it, but that's also how you think about it in EVE Online, right? It's the people making money from the war or spending money on the war aren't the only ones that are involved in it. They're also the people who are involved in basically the procurement of the resources and the minerals and consumables that are needed to basically even go to war in the first place.
I think it like the SOP back in the 2021 eras, maybe people like playing classic and gaining those SLP and sell it to the breeders to like pumps more Axies. Maybe that is that.
Yeah. Axie breeders are like the original arms dealers, right? In the Axie universe.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, man. Thanks for the question.
Basically, thank you for your answers. Bye bye. Good luck.
Bye bye. Thank
Man,
you.
say good luck. What does that mean?
Yeah. Good luck with the pump.
Just a good example, Zuri.
Star Wars Galaxy's best example. There were players that just sat in town.
Yeah, actually, we thought about like bringing back floating Axies. I think like it should be the only Mystics float or something like that. That's something that I remember.
Success and fun in an MMO.
Yo, Blue Perp, bro, you may have missed your opportunity, but maybe we can get you back. You had one shot, one opportunity, and you went radio silent. But we're giving you a second shot, so don't let it slip. What's up, man? Can you hear us? Dude, this is diabolical, man. What? Bro.
Bro.
Oh, there might be a problem with his mic or something.
People are coming in.
Bro, put his camera on.
Something is that? Is he in an airplane right now?
It's sign language.
Sign it
okay,
to us,
bro.
bro.
Sending love. Sending love. Okay, let's move on. We need to keep this moving, bro.
We have Oneros up here.
Hey everyone, thanks for having me. My question is more on the marketing side of things. So we know that with the loot boxes and the Axie MMO in the making, can you share more about your strategies in onboarding retail, people outside running? Because we all know that the running
That's a good question,
is
actually.
right? Like they're going to be very supportive of these upcoming updates. But what about, retail, people outside run?
I mean, one of the things that we're seeing is that because the trailer of the MMO is so good, we're able to talk to different people that we haven't been able to talk to in the past around Axie, where Axie has this reputation of being anti-fragile. We're still here, right? Many people said that we were a scam. Many people said all these horrible things about us, but we brushed that off and we're still fucking here. And, people are impressed by the vision and the resiliency. So we're able to talk to different creators and streamers from Web 2 that have their own audiences that are really interested in working with us for the MMO. So that's like one thing. Also, like institutional capital is like interested in Axie and the vision for this MMO as well. And it's probably that this cycle will happen before the MMO is really super live. But if people are impressed by the vision for it, that's it's important to sell the vision. And if you can't sell the vision, then you can't actually really make anything happen when it actually goes live. Oftentimes, like actually delivering product in crypto is actually bearish. And so yeah, I think the good thing about the MMO is that it is something where it's like, what's next for Axie? Yeah, we're working on this MMO. Check out the trailer. Check out all this interesting stuff that we have percolating with it, and that's something that we have in hand.
If the MMO doesn't have proximity chat, I'm funny.
I also think that it's important for Axie to get back to the way that we used to do things, where we were partnering with teams that were much bigger than us. Teams like, we partnered with Kakao, right? Ubisoft, Samsung, and that's actually what attracted a lot of the capital that originally pumped SLP last cycle, right? 4chan and the Chainlink Army pumped SLP because we were partnered with Samsung. Bottom line, and that's actually what started everything that came after it. And so yeah, we haven't prioritized large partnerships, right? I think a lot, Sky Mavis, we focused a lot on like onboarding these smaller game studios, and some of that has worked, but also like it definitely took away focus and resources from doing partnerships with teams that are much larger than us and can help us introduce ourselves to a new audience. So that's how it is. Yeah. All right. Thanks for that question, Onairos. Let's go to Lorino. Or Lorino?
Yeah, Lorino, yeah. Hello, Tran. Hello, Jesus. We saw actually.
Did you say Jesus?
Jesus!
Jesus, bro. Nice to meet you, Jace. Yeah, I'm the creator of Axie Party. I don't know if you remember. So
I've chatted to this guy before.
Regarding the MMO, you've talked about onboarding a lot of people and accessibility. And I would love the game to be easy, but at the same time, to have a high skill ceiling,
Trong just said Ronky's worth $0.
People won't stick to the game as much.
Bag is $0.
So how would the difficulty be in the game? Would you say it's more like World of Warcraft or more like Albion Online or like that?
Interesting questions. And that's why we want to test the core gameplay, right? We want people to have a sense of it, have a sense of the difficulty level. I could say because it's mobile first, and then it's squad based, so it's very challenging to get the balance of difficulty done right. I want it to be casual enough. Think about some of the games that also involve squad as well. Rumble Heroes, for example, guys might want to try out that game. But with more kind of skill casting and healing in order to keep the squad alive. It's hard to explain in words only, but
it's Jace.
Yeah, please give us a lot of feedback when the first play test.
No, it's Kagi.
I think that would help a lot.
No,
I will. Thank you so much for having me here.
Is it Kagi?
No,
wait, with what? What happened?
That is important, right? So
seriously, I don't know if it was coming.
Oh my bad.
Blizzard always specialized in actually taking something that was promising, a promising new genre that hadn't been perfected yet or made accessible, and making it just a bit more accessible. EverQuest, right, was kind of like the hottest MMO when WoW was released, and EverQuest was it didn't direct you at all during the leveling process. So, like WoW was really interesting where, it was pretty streamlined to get to level 60, but then at level 60, it's like you had almost
seems like you're bored, bro.
Difficulty where, there was literally impossible.
Bro, these questions are like
in the game almost all the time. It was things that
give me a question, I'll answer for you.
either had never been beaten yet and were almost impossible to beat.
There's nothing to ask
or,
because they
right, could
basically
only
did the
be beaten by a
presentation
few
and
guilds in the
revealed
world.
information that we already knew, and it wasn't going beyond that. So like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Hello.
and when they ask questions that do require like new information,
Hello. Can you hear me?
They're not giving it. They
Yeah,
just give
yeah.
how we are looking
Yeah.
at these
Oh,
things.
okay. I have a question that about balance update in new game. I mean that you have
Oh my god, I'm gonna
in
lose my shit.
on your Twitter that we can make a decision without fee that massive change and will come and mess up your plan,
Yoshi's
something
gonna
like that.
start
But
laughing.
in Origins, that after that tweet and then the balance change make some comms unplayable,
Origins,
something
bro.
like that. You got me? So I
got
have a
me?
question that
Yo,
in
you
the
got
new
me?
game, do you
Yo.
think that will
Wait,
do
You got me?
this guy
will
sounds
happen
Vietnamese, right?
again?
Why did you just ask in Vietnamese to
That
come?
I mean when someone they invest in a team
I swear these
Axie,
people are not real.
and do you think that
Man
it
said
can't
bots.
be used anymore, something like that?
No.
I think it's different, right? Because
Gio's like a fucking clue how
it's a
to
little bit
answer this,
different, right?
bro.
Because like a card game is like very, very dependent on balance. But there's also different. I guess there is balancing considerations for an MMO as well. I think it's a middle ground.
We haven't even played the
But
game.
I
What the
think-
fuck are we
I think
talking
I
about
think you're asking
balancing?
about, right? Like, oh, in Origins, it's sometimes balancing, right, will make something useless, and will that dynamic exist or persist in the MMO?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's move to the next question. Thanks for coming up here.
Yo, he got his moment, bro. That's all that
He got it.
matters.
Okay.
Shout out Jonathan's up there, bro. Let's see.
Natanoj. Is that how you say it?
What up, Gio?
Jonathan.
What up?
Jonathan.
It's Jonathan backwards. So yeah, I just wanted to ask, what is going to be the role of the collectible access in the game? What I mean by that is, are you guys planning on having all of the collectible access in the game, or are you going to have a basic for, let's say, a basic Mystic Axie, a basic Summer Axie, a basic Origin Axie, or are you guys planning on having a starter access in this new chapter of the game?
Yeah, I didn't get that. I'm sorry.
Good questions. So I mean, Axie is owned by the first-class citizen inside the game, which means, right, you bring your own mystics to the game. You can see all the different body parts and different skills on each body part. That will be in the game for sure. For other kind of collectibles, I think we will start small. I mean, even if we integrate them in the game, we will start small, like a base form for all the NFT from the same collection. Regarding the onboarding process and the gameplay progression, I always think about some starter axes as a better way to onboard the normies, because you can basically craft the different body parts, you can craft the experience. So when people get into the game, at least they can get some good first wins against the mobs, against the boss. And that's how you engage the new players and hook them into the later part of the game. NFT axes might not be the best solutions to address that kind of onboarding experience, but it will mean a lot for the owners, because for sure, if you own something, you want to see those.
I'm gonna go for a piss because
items.
Yeah.
I think Axie should be just
powerful inside the game.
If anything
cosmetic.
happens,
for me, as
yeah.
well.
If anything happens, let me know. But I feel
Alright.
like I can piss and come back and not
we
miss
will
shit.
decide in a
Yeah,
way
yeah,
to
for sure.
first.
Yeah, make it cosmetics. Fuck
Right.
it.
I would just make it cosmetic. If you really want to onboard Web 2,
Content.
you know,
ideally,
I mean,
your first,
there's
like,
a way to
launch
onboard
date,
Web 2 and keep
they
NFTs,
will
but
be
I
able
can't
to,
really speak on it.
utilize the NFT Axies
Sadly.
in different parts.
Not
because
speak on
Why?
it, but I won't speak
the
on it
first
because
several
it's
days,
because
that's when
it's
people
knowledge.
are pretty familiar.
Okay.
It's
No,
only
enough.
for people who work with
Actually,
me. I'm not gonna tell
even for
anybody
existing
else. Like,
holders,
put it
I
out
feel-
into the world.
Existing.
I feel you.
Like,
They
obviously,
do the NFT
people who I work
activity
with, right?
into the game.
I like if they succeed, I succeed, right?
And it's been good.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
but I feel like if they don't already know now, they're
that's
far
the
behind
process behind it.
because there are those who figured it out like not like months ago how to make Web 2 work with NFTs.
Fair enough.
Yeah, there's some talk about
Maybe they know, maybe they just don't talk about it. I don't know. But I know that like I never get to speak with
now, they can literally be
like
any.
the Sky Mavis team. I think they always like to work only within their team. They don't really speak with anybody else.
But I don't think that's true, bro. If you talk to Jihos enough on DMs at some point,
when you have
he'll take your input for real. You know?
No, I do. I do. But Geos is not really the one in charge of like how they
Fair
game
enough.
works, right?
That
The
is
good
true.
thing about War
Yeah,
is
yeah.
that it's acceptable for it to be pay to win, right? And
That is
keep in mind there are certain ships that just cost a lot of money to construct and
they can design
yeah.
the result of a war,
Yeah.
but at the same time they are a bit slower and they require a lot of coordination, protection from other smaller ship that just like go to die in order to protect the large ship. So we wanted to design the experience like something like that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, all this time people are so focused on like
bro.
reward.
Just make it so that
What do
I
we
can
get? What do we get?
hundreds of
Like, how does
thousands of dollars.
this
Yeah,
function
so-
with that? Like,
and
they're
maybe make money
missing
or also even lose
the
money.
forest for
I'm
the-
literally going to do that for Cambria.
they're like
there needs to
they're looking at how
there
to
needs
make
to be
money
these
tomorrow.
systems
They're
where I
not seeing
can
that they
literally
could
dump
actually
hundreds of thousands of
$1,000x
dollars,
if
start to build.
they ask the right
and-
questions
and
here
earn some stuff.
about
It
the
doesn't
bigger
necessarily
picture.
need to all be money. Right?
Yeah, I'm interested to see your bigger picture. Come on, talk about it.
Like,
Yo,
for example,
Donsky,
right?
What up?
If I'm
Hey, what
there,
up?
I
Good
would
morning,
ask
sir.
more about
morning.
Yeah, quick question.
I like your nightmare accent.
Talk
man.
about it later.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yo, a quick question. Do you guys have plans about land integration for the upcoming MMO?
Yeah, the land will be integrated. The current thinking, right, is for basically land to be something like allow people to build dungeons that could be things
SDK.
that are
SDK.
stocked with treasure, and people
That's
would
what they
need
always
pay to be able to
wanted to do.
access these dungeons, and you know, so that's basically the idea. Another thing, right, is that we want everyone to have like access to homes that would be like customizable, but right, basically landholders would have like special versions of these homes, including right the ability to put dungeons. That's the current thinking, but yeah, and give us feedback on that. And
Honestly, I like the dungeon thing.
eventually,
That would
we'll
be-
integrate land items.
They've already
as
told us
well.
that though.
If you guys also like, I recommend if you guys really care about land items a lot, like I recommend giving Axie score for them as well. So maybe something that we could iterate on with the Axie score. Yo, why does Pepe Land have such a crazy color? Oh, it's a mystic landowner. That's the color.
Shield gets distracted.
All right, thanks, Donsky.
All right, thank you, man.
Hey, yo, thank you, man.
Land items are dead.
Damn.
Give them some
Like,
Axie
for
score.
example, I'll go up there. I'll ask one question. I'll ask is like, okay, what is Sky Maven's vision to be able to
All right.
bring on Web
Egg
2
a ball
users
club.
without them
You
feeling
have
like
the
they're playing a
mic.
crypto
What
game,
up?
and
You
also
look
not
like an
being
interesting character. I can tell
directly
from
influenced
your,
by all the
just by looking
NFTs
at your-
and power ups from like crypto related things. Because there's no way you will ever have mass adoption if a player comes into your game and he feels like, if I don't own this NFT or this stuff, I can't play with everybody else.
Yeah, that's why no one plays EVE Online unless they're already
Right.
playing EVE Online.
Yeah, so but everyone is asking like, oh, what rewards my thing give you? What does this give me? How do we earn from this? Like, who cares what you're gonna earn? You're gonna earn peanuts until your game allows Web 2 users to come in and not feel like shit. Right? They need to have a really good experience.
Yeah.
So the actual problem they need to solve is how
All right.
to let
3, 2,
NFTs and
1.
crypto coexist with Web 2
Bro.
without it directly
Guys,
impacting
farming
the
up here.
actual game.
Is my
And-
phone working? Hello.
True.
like I said,
But guess what? You got
it's
1
my
minute
phone
left, so they
working.
ain't
Hello,
gonna take
can
you.
you guys hear me?
Yeah. I mean, like if
Yep.
I was to ask a question, I think that's what I would ask.
Yeah, Pegasus, we cannot hear
To
you.
get their
You can
thoughts
start
on
with
like
this.
where they are leaning towards that, because that will tell you exactly in like the stage of like their build right now. Are they actually even at the Web 2 integration stage, or are they at like
Pegasus is.
how do we keep the
doing
Web
this
3 guys
also.
happy?
Yeah, he's a product from another modders.
Okay.
But I like what he said. Like, okay, you
there's
know,
a question
the dungeon
on
thing.
Pegasus.
What's good
I
about that is
noticed
they can
a
just say
variety
now.
of the characters.
They can just say now, oh, here's the SDKs. You guys build your own shit. Fuck off. Right?
Yeah.
You have a bigger land plot. You can build a bigger dungeon. Fuck off. Right?
Yeah.
Now you don't have to worry about like working on the land, right? And satisfying all these people who own all this land. Oh, you want an estate? Okay, well then you can build the biggest dungeon with your estate. Congratulations. Now go build yourself. Right? So that's actually a really good thing, because that means they can take one more thing off their plate.
Yeah, and it leans into the UGC style Roblox success as well.
That they choose. Also, different type of
But it depends on the
characters
parameters they put
different
around
roles in
dungeons.
the
Like, is it
squad.
freedom of total creativity, or
diversity
you know,
is what we are
is it
aiming
just going to
for
be
here.
like
But,
placing
at first,
units
we'll
and
just
shit?
start with Axie.
Yeah, we want to be obviously very careful about expanding the world beyond Axie. But we've had Chimera as part of the vision from the beginning as well. So I feel like that's also why it's like, well, people like Chimera, but they don't like anything that's beyond that, right? Because it's like maybe just to focus on delivering fucking Chimera first. That's kind of like the perspective from them. So.
Yeah, I know that Applicio desperately wants their people inside the game as soon as possible, but maybe we have to wait a little bit more.
No. Okay.
God damn. How did I get to the end of this and feel fucking drained and bored?
Homeland is not coming to mobile, bro. Of course. All right. It seems like this is a natural time to wrap things up. So yeah, I think I'll just end with some final words. The people who are attending this town hall, you guys are really
the philosopher,
the foundation of the Axie community. Many of you are leaders within the community, and it's up to us really to be the change that we want to see.
There it is.
I believe that we have an incredible opportunity before us. I believe that we are the community that can actually bring Web3 gaming back, make Axie great again, make Ronin great again, and in many ways, right, bring glory back to the Ethereum ecosystem as well. Right now, people think that crypto is about meme coins. They think it's about stable coins. They think it's about Wall Street only. This is one of the only bright spots within crypto where you actually have.
What are you laughing about, Kagi?
Making lifelong friendships.
I just replied to Trevor and said AI slop. He put like drawing. He was drawing on
this ecosystem. Sometimes if we're very close to the kitchen, too close to the sausage on a day-to-day basis, and see all these struggles, and just dedicate so much of our time to it, it can be it can be frustrating, right? But what I've seen is that when people look at what's happening from afar, from the outside in, it's actually really interesting and really impressive. So I believe that we're set up very well. I believe that we have an interesting kind of culmination of stuff where
no one said anything about AI with the MMO.
The treasury with a massive balance sheet is being unlocked. where we're gonna.
I don't think it matters any of these questions. I think there's gonna be we're looking into it. I don't think anything is concrete right now.
Yeah. That's exactly the answer we would have expected. We're looking into it.
On that.
Defuse the bomb.
Get the IP.
I mean, but that is the correct way to go about it. If you say anything concrete, you shoot yourself in the foot, and you can't make changes later. People are like, oh, but you said this, blah blah.
Great again. Cloud White and are working on something actually crazy and totally out of left field. So this is the first time that I'll leak that. Cloud White and I are actually cooking something behind the fucking scenes. So he's been AFK, but it's good to see him, and it was good to see Arctic around as well, and they're good to see them, kind of watching from afar always. Okay, any final words from Trung? The way to say Trung's name is actually Chung, something like that, right?
I know it's fine. I really don't mind.
I was trying to teach Jace, but then I was like, nobody really knows. So, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, shout out to Kati for
yes,
going to bump my donkey. But it's good still to have a town hall with you guys. I think a lot of exciting things in the future. I think the town hall today only reveals a small part of it. So can't wait to reveal more with you guys in the future.
Awesome. Okay, with that, we will see you in Lunacia.
Next time? No, not next time. Okay.
No, and we can't do this without you, so yeah, really appreciate it.
See you guys.
We
Okay.
were supposed to get the game ended this month, right? Not September initially.
Well, they said the summer, and technically the technical end of summer is September 15th. So.
Oh, okay.
I honestly was expecting that to be the case. They were gonna use the whole time, available for them to delay it a little bit more. I mean, it's good if they have to delay it, even better. Make it at least a good playtest for whatever it is.
I mean, bro, like that town hall is all about like the positivity, right? Like there's no real FUD. We don't want FUD or stuff. But when you're thinking about it, if the playtest is just a hub for people to link up and then a one boss fight, like that's going to take me 2 hours and I'll have done everything. So like, yes, that gives a platform to give.
But that's what it is,
on.
though. It's a demo.
I know, but like, it's like there's no loop. There's no like nothing.
No, of
like,
course, it's just a demo, bro. It's like you go and you try it, right? You're gonna be like, oh, this sucks, and this sucks, and they're gonna go back and fix those exact things, and they're gonna give you another part of the game, like in a few months, with all those things that you said sucks implemented, right? Instead of like, oh, here's half the game built, go try it, and then you're saying like 90% of the game sucks, then they have to go back and fix 90% of the game of half the game that they built, right?
Yeah. Also, everything's been shown on mobile.
Yeah, so if they only make like 1% of the game and they only need to fix 1% of the game, that's a lot better, right? Because then at least they know the foundation that they are building on and they're fixed is already on the right track.
Yeah.
From the beginning. So I think this is like infinitely better, but again, you just have to like tame your expectations a little bit.
No, I get it. But I don't know, like I don't want people's, because you know what it's gonna be like, bro. There's people it are out there. They are waiting at the chance to pounce.
Oh yeah,
to FUD. Axie.
Of course, because that's the only way they'll ever get any clout. Because they're fucking worthless piece of shits who don't actually amount to anything, right? So it's like that's why they're waiting, because they're like, this is the only time in the year someone's gonna notice them.
Yeah.
Names.
You'll see. When anyone who hasn't said a single word about Axie over the last year, and the moment the MMO comes and there's even one flaw and they tweet about it, that's the name.
Yeah.
I mean,
write them up on a list.
But that's also why it's closed, right? Like that's the whole point. It's people that basically understand to a certain extent that this is a test, so like don't expect much. That was a good call from them to not like allow that many people or whatever.
Yeah. In my head, I envisioned like streaming it, but I don't know if I'm gonna stream
No,
it.
oh yeah, you will. You will stream it for like a day, and then you're done. Like it's still great content for the day, right? To show what it's like to the people
Yeah.
who don't get a chance to do it, right? I'm talking about people are gonna talk shit who never even step foot into the game. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? They're just there to like farm the engagement for saying that it's bad, right? Because you're going against the position of like everybody bull posting Axie, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be good.
Yo,
You know,
I'm seeing
engagement.
Callie in the chat saying lots of great news. I don't know if you tuned into a different town hall, bro, but if you want to come on and talk with us, like I can send you a link. You can join the studio. We can chat, bro. Because like I need you guys shed some light on what you heard.
Yeah, I feel like that town hall needed a little bit of hopium. You know,
Yeah.
I mean the ETH aligned thing, but we already know that that's happening, right? Like that is bullish as fuck for Ronin. If people don't know this, that is super bullish, super bullish. What Jiho said is actually true. Like all these institutions, they're gonna eat that up. They're like, oh, Etherline, oh, amazing gaming chain that is Etherline. That's crazy.
ETH aligned is actually the narrative push right now because ETH's about to go slap 4K again. But like,
yeah,
this ETH alignment makes a lot of sense. I didn't know that the original AXS run up was so Wall Street focused, or like people from Wall Street were actually focusing on it. Of course, I knew there was a shit ton of money going into it because to take a token from cents to over $100, that's what fucking needs to happen. But to know that there's the potential for that again, and then people being more interested fundamentally in investing in these types of asset classes, and then the institutions that are actually entering now as well. Like there is a lot of good points for that. I think that's the best thing to take away from the space for me is actually how it seems like Jiho specifically is fixated on a proper approach to bring in new types of whales to what's happening. But I agree with you though, they didn't sell the vision. I didn't leave that town hall being like, holy fucking shit, Axie's gonna make it big time.
Yeah,
Like,
I just feel like this type of town hall, right? Even if you don't have the final product, you can be honest and sell the vision, right? You can say, look, we're at a small stage right now, right? Like it's a small test, but our vision is to become one of the greatest MMOs in the world, at least from a mobile perspective. And I think that's totally possible. I think people underestimate the amount of people that play this type of MMOs today.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants their fucking like trading station type of MMO where you have all this fucking detailed shit. Like nobody wants that. Nobody has time for that. There's too many things going on in life today. There's ads everywhere. There's games everywhere. There's thousands of games, bro. You have to like give them something that gives dopamine. But the point is that they have to sell it. They have to say, bro, we are the best. We're going to sell this IP and we're gonna, just like PUBG, bro. Like it's really what it comes down. That's what they have to sell.
Bro's wearing his Ronin shirt. He came prepared.
He's ready, bro. He stays like that. What's good, Slug?
It's casual Fridays at work, so I wear my, Web3 stuff on Fridays.
Nice.
Let's get it. Yeah, no, you're right though. The MMO, bro. If the MMO is anywhere near as complex as some of the things in land gameplay is, motherfuckers are gonna like. You'll have your farmers, that's for sure. But I feel like that's a huge deterrent. To be honest, the MMO has to be so big that like different demographics of players have areas. You know what I mean? Like, because some people are just not gonna fuck with certain aspects.
It's not gonna be open world though. That's so. It's
We don't know, bro. But they're looking into it.
No, I don't think so, bro. It's
you guys
gonna be like
any of the stuff you guys heard.
Nah, don't get me wrong. There's some good stuff there for real. But I don't know. I felt like the MMO, which is probably what the majority of people were there for. I didn't find out anything new that I didn't already know. That was my issue. But for you said lots of great news. So tell us, Slug,
I mean, they're
Like,
trying with the. I think the news for me, the great news that they're still trying to push the Axie IP. It's not like something that they've left in behind or in the back burner.
true.
The MMO is just one thing, right? Out of the many things that they mentioned in the town hall today. So they're trying new things. I think that's what we got to focus on, and they're being clear about their intentions. They know that the MMO is going to be new. It's not going to be perfect when it first comes out. James was his name, the guy James. He said that. Jace, he explicitly said that. So like they're gonna want feedback. I mean, so MMO. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna save Axie, right? But Axie doesn't need any saving. You know what I mean? So it's just like we're just trying to expand the IP, the brand, right? It's well known in other parts of the world, maybe not here in the West. So they mentioned that as well in the space too. Like the whole sentiment here in the U.S. is changing as far as regulations in crypto. So they're taking advantage of that, right? They're being early on those things. So DAO, like Axie is probably one of the first, well, many to try to perfect the DAO before actually implementing it into the community, right? Like I've seen projects fail because of that in the past because they're like, oh yeah, DAO, let's do it, boom, boom, and it goes to shit. So I respect that they're taking the time on it, given all the backlash, all the heat, all the FUD, all the hate that's been going on in the past 3 years. It's been 3 years that we've been talking shit. Yeah, and I say we because I mean,
we all have.
But I just respect the fact that they're trying new things, right? The figurines, the battle pass, they're open to new ideas. So I really think Gio's doing a great job as far as taking the lead and showing his team that these things are important and it's needed. So that's where my perspective is from.
You're in California too, bro. You need to go pay that the office a visit, man.
Yeah, it's in the works. We're talking in DMs, right? Dude, I was trying to go to the game this weekend for the trilogy, and then I get a DM from
bro, fuck trilogy, bro, fuck that league. That league is rugging everybody. I can't lie to you.
I had no idea because they're playing at the new stadium down the street from my house, and I thought it would be a great opportunity to check out the new stadium.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I don't know what's going on with that. But anyway,
well, they're selling the teams and they're not giving the like the distribution back to the holders.
That's crazy. That's a lawsuit right there.
Yeah, it's sure. But I like the space today. I like the town hall. And I'm looking to visit the headquarters for sure. So I'll probably be there by the end of the month.
Yeah, I love the fact that they're there. The founders are there and they're willing to be live and on a space. But like, we gotta be fucking honest, bro. Like that delivery sucks ass, bro. Like,
yeah,
it fucking blows.
I don't
if you're brand new, and you come into that, you think, what the fuck? Like, as me anyway, like, if that was my first time getting exposure to it, I don't know. I probably would have left 20 minutes in or something. Like,
I'll say this: meeting some of the people in person, like some of the team, the devs, as you want to call it, founders. You learn that these guys, we paint a picture of these people being like perfect, right? Like they know it all. But some of the people aren't meant to be speaking publicly. I'll just say that, right? So
I know that, but even like production, bro, like
coming in hot.
Yeah, I could have bought a bag of chips, and that was the same budget, like.
So that's what I mean. Like we need people who like notice those things before going out in public, right? Like a lot more PR, and people like with bullet points. Hey, we need to touch on these points and speak about it in a certain way that people are actually gonna cling to it. So there's a lot of things that Sky Mayors is learning as far as a company, right? They're so those are things that I see that they can work on as well. But so yeah, and sometimes it hurts us more than it actually helps us. So
yeah, for real though. But of course, yeah, like respect to the fact that the founders are there. They're willing to pull up. Like these things are important, but like the delivery, bro. We're in the TikTok brain right.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you. Was this town hall? What was this town hall for? Was it for the Axie IP? Was it for me? I thought it was for Atia's legacy. Like that's what I'm thinking. That's like the most immediate thing, and I felt like it was going everywhere. I felt like I wanted more about Atia, and I just didn't get it. Even a breakdown, even if you break down the trailer, you grab the trailer, right? And you break it down and you start pointing out features like, okay, this feature is not going to be live at the beginning. This is a feature we're working on, blah, blah. You can select your axes here, blah, 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 blah. On this feature, you can do this, and that. Even if you break down the trailer, from like the founder perspective. How are you thinking about all these parts of the trailer? Because in the trailer you see a lot of things. You see the land, you see some of the UI selecting axes, you see some of the dungeons. Like, what are those dungeons? You gave me like 4 dungeons. Are these different areas in the map? Like, what is this? Like, break it down for me, even if you're not gonna deliver that in the demo. Like, that's what I need to. I want to understand the scope of this game. You know, I don't get it.
I think the title of the space was clickbait for sure, right? To get people in there. I would have at least liked to see some interface, like live interface. You know.
Yeah.
But
Gio's just pulled his phone out like this, but it should have been like a screen share setup.
Yeah. But I agree with you. I mean, I think it was clickbait to get people in there and then just talk more about the IP itself. I do think it was all over the place as well.
Well, the governance announcement came out this morning, so to be honest, the focus for today was really more so about governance, fresh on people's minds, and like they didn't really cover that either. But that's something that they're not hands on with. That's from the contributors, and there wasn't any contributors on the stage even to talk about it when the announcement just went live. So yeah, I like I said at the start, I think this is the beginnings or the first official step of expectation control.
This is what I think. You see Runiverse Direct, they did a great job. That's like fucking like Web 2 level production when they do this Runiverse Direct, where they break down everything that they're gonna release. How is it gonna look? They did fuck up. You see, like they're not perfect, because when they released Runiverse, a lot of the features that they said that they were gonna come out with didn't come out. I was like, what the hell? Like, so that's fine. You know, you don't have to be perfect, but bro, break it down. Like, what are we looking forward to for real? Like, we're like 1 month away. You said if it's mid-September, it's 30 days. Like, this is the moment for you to release something and break down what are we looking forward to, right? And just be straight up honest. You know, like
you know what else I would like. I would have liked to have seen them have some kind of a council, right, from the community that they handpick to come in and try what they're doing, and then
beforehand,
like even now, right? Even 1 month beforehand, like I said, you can already play, you can battle this, get feedback from them, because right now what's going on is they're just in their echo chamber, right, with their team. So obviously everyone wants to see this succeed. It's extremely unlikely someone's going to be like, oh, this is garbage, this is shit, like you got to change this, and so on and so on, you know. So like I feel like they really need that, and I don't know what would be stopping them from like having that kind of feedback come in now. I think this is something I learned from Project O, right? Project O had like this game council, and they had a meeting like 2 times or 1 time a month at least to like showcase what they built so far, let you try it, to give you like a breakdown of like what they want you to do in this hour, right, within the game, and get their feedback, and then they iterate on that.
Is this running radio or keeping it a buck?
This is fucking nothing. This is just we did a live reaction, bro. So you can.
I think the problem with that, Steven, is Max can't get all his 40,000 scholars to speak for him at once.
Why is Max suddenly taking strays here, bro? Why is he catching strays, bro? What's going on?
Damn. 40,000 scholars, huh? Is that the cap? Is that the cap that he has? 40,000.
Yeah. It starts having to pay a lot more
honestly,
electricity.
there's like a lot of, for me, if we're really keeping it a bucket, there's like a lot of things I would do differently, like with how Sky Mavis has treated Axie so far, right? Like we know that in the beginning, in 2021, they really wanted to go the esports route, right? They really wanted to push the gaming, like we're the next thing. This is where all the esports guys have. They were talking to like teams, right? Like actual esports teams. I know they were talking to like Team Secret, Cloud9, like
fucking
all
Cloud9
these dudes,
shit,
right? I think there was like 100 thieves at some point and so on. But at some point they decided that they're not going to go that route anymore. They rather go a bit wider, right? Not really focus esports, shut down the esports program and so on, right?
Yeah.
So they want to build more like community oriented and try to reach the masses, because I don't know, right? But maybe they felt the esports route was a failed project, right? Or failed prospect. So if that's the case, and now we still have these games, like we have like these seasons, right? I think seasons are great because it's always been a part of Axie since day one, right? Since Axie Classic has been a part of Axie. So okay, you keep that because it's part of the culture. But like then they want to satisfy a little bit of like the esports side. They're like, okay, we'll do this top 8 tournament. We'll do like this thing. But it's nothing significant and like it's not committed. No, they're not committing to it, right? So what if I'm in their shoes, I would have been like, okay, forget this top 8 tournament, forget this thing. We satisfy a small number of people, whatever. I would have taken that, whatever they would spend on that, right? And I would try to create more fun community oriented events, right? I would try to host it in the Axie Discord, right? Bring everybody, funnel them back in there, right? And try to make something where you can get more participants involved, right? Something that's like more curated towards those individuals, and then build from inside there, right? Gio said a lot of times he wants missionaries, not mercenaries, right? These guys who play in these tournaments and so on, they're not missionaries, they're mercenaries. You know, there's only very few people who are actually missionaries that are in there. So you're not really like, for example, you have like this top 8 tournament happen now, right? Because there's not a significant amount in there that is worth people who think it's worth, or people you would want to attract their time. How often do you hear anything from that on your timeline? Do you ever see anything at all? Like, just be real, right?
No,
Can
I
you,
see it from Axie, just from Axie.
right? Can you tell me who won the last top 8? No. Can you tell me who won even any from the last 3? Probably not, right? Because you don't like, it's not significant, you know. So I would make adjustments. I would go into the community. I would try to put that more back into there, or do a different kind of event completely, right? Maybe even a mini small IRL event, right? Like I think Post 2, Knicks, whoever it was, they hosted like an event in their city. I thought that was more interesting than anything else.
I love IRL. It's better. It creates more bond.
Exactly. Those kind of photo ops and all that, they do a lot, right? For what we're doing. So I feel like we're kind of doing a little bit of everything. We're not really committing onto something that's going to speak of our vision, right? So in a way, what I feel is we've lost our identity, right? Because we've tried a bunch of things, but we're not committing to something and like being like, yo, those are the guys. Those are the guys actually doing that.
Talking to me right now, even because
That's real talk.
Feel that 100%. Because I mean, I was doing in real life events for Axie, if you didn't know, and like tournaments and all that stuff. I've done tournaments here in the U.S., Cali. You know, I had Spammer Rice. I flew him out here. I flew out Cairo. It was a great time, and I don't know. Since then, I feel the same. Like what you just said. Like I've lost my. I don't know where my place in this community is yet. You know, but I'm hoping to bring that back. But yeah, man. I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna be watching from third perspective. So I appreciate you guys on.
Now, much love, bro. It's good to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you, bro.
I'll see you.
Take it easy. Now, Steven, bro, like, you know what? You're so right. You know how long we've spoken about like the culture surrounding originally, obviously, Axie that became Ronin, and like having this community. Like, I don't doubt that we have the community, right? There are pockets of people who truly have community, and they are here, and they're here with each other. But the identity factor absolutely has never recovered since the esport narrative was dropped, because there was a culture around that. Since the esport narrative was dropped, there has not been like a pillar for people to congregate around and to define like clearly from the user base what they want. So I feel it does feel like Sky Mavis in some ways taking a little bit of like institutional opinion, taking a little bit of like some of the community's opinion, taking a little bit of past experiences. They take in like so many things, and like sometimes it can pollute an avenue that they could go down and just be strong about that, be spearheading that. But instead I feel like it does get influenced by many different ways. And because we don't have a pillar, and like a core understanding across the board what people want, it's very difficult to deliver the game in that aspect. They're getting better, obviously, with this playtest. It's letting people behind the doors, but I think you're right, bro. There should have been selective members from the jump. Like, even if it's like a meeting every 2 weeks and you get to see where the development build is at and questions get asked, and like have a control element around that of like that content actually being distributed, so that the select members take some information, have some back and forth feedback loop, right? Then they have a parameters in which they can bring this to the community forward facing. The community can respond to that. They have the feedback loop, and you start strengthening these pockets of communities, and it all goes back in, and it should lead up to the playtest. The playtest should actually be more so the public, but it's the immediate selective Axie community public. But before that, I think people should have already been in giving feedback hands-on and those types of things. So, a little too late in terms of that idea now, but it's never too late.
It's never too late. It's never too late. They're not gonna have a game out for like another year plus.
Yeah.
It's never. If we're talking about that right now, I'm not talking about culture, nothing of that. Like, it's never too late. I think obviously they're afraid of knowledge or stuff being leaked, and so it's okay. Just sign NDAs,
bro.
fine, right?
Look at Project O.
Right?
Yeah, Project O is killing it because they've got every. I'm not even deep in Project O, but I've got an NDA with Project O, so I can't. I ain't gonna fucking.
What I mean about why I use Project O, I don't like. Okay, this is the thing. I don't like comparing people to others. I hate that. Right? Since I was a fucking child, I hated that. Right?
Yeah.
Like my whole life growing up, my aunts and whatever used to compare their children like to me, and I got bullied because of that. Right? You're like, fuck you, stop being so good or whatever. So I fucking hate it. Right? And why I say Project O is because I feel like that's one little thing that I really appreciate, that I feel like we should be able to adopt it. Not like, oh, we look at them, they're doing everything correct. Fuck that. I don't care about everything else that's being built. But that one little thing is like, you need to take those little bits from everybody. You Frankenstein yourself to become like the best, essentially, right? So I think it's just something that is worth looking into. They were on that track before, by the way. They used to have like a council. Then they had some issues with like, I think I said this before, right? Like, oh, these people are trying to get unfair advantage. Like, fuck off. It's more than you. It's more than what you can gain. You know what I mean? Like, this community don't understand. Like, what is being built here is more than what you could see for tomorrow, right? It's true. We have rice farmers, but then in order to get out of being a rice farmer, you got to destroy your mentality. You got to get the fuck out of the mentality of being a rice farmer, right? So forget about thinking like, oh, these people might get this small little advantage that, dude, it's probably going to be worth like $10 or something, whatever, if they even act on it. Forget it. Let's create the best possible product so we can actually go out there in the world and fight the true enemies. Right? To fight the true competitions. You're talking about being the next Nintendo or fucking Steam or whatever. We can't get out of our own fucking heads here, fighting each other.
Yeah.
That's the real problem.
Hell, motherfucking yeah. What do you think about governance, though? Yeah, that's Steven's favorite topic.
I mean, what does
You
Kagi
didn't fall
think
asleep.
about governance? I need to know what Kagi thinks about governance first, and I'll tell you what I think.
Pamper excess.
No, I think it's important. Actually, it's more bullish now. I don't want to participate in that because I'm not Coco. But if I was somebody like Coco, for example, or some other whales at those levels where like maybe you might have, 10 mil, 15 mil, $5 million, $2 million, even 500K in AXS. I mean, definitely like that's something interesting. You want to have a certain say in the direction of the money that is in the treasury. But, as a small fish, like, yeah, I'll vote on some things here and there with my Axie score. It's fun. I think it's important. I think if you put the community together behind it with small amounts, it does account for something.
Yep.
Right. Mm-hmm. If you rally the community behind that, I think it's an interesting idea. And but I don't really care about it that much. I think the path is very clear. I think the governance to a certain extent, might delay a lot of the things. If anything, this is a good thing for the Axie team, so that they can keep delaying stuff. The reality is, it's very simple. You know, you gotta make decisions. You know, first of all, like they're doing now, they're doing it, but they should have done it before. It's like, bro, forget the governance right now. Let's fucking pump the IP, merchandise, toys. Let's get it done. Let's get it fucking done, right? These are like things that do not need to go through governance. Like let's stop pretending that we need to go through governance and all this stuff. You know, some of these things I don't think they should go through governance. It's just straight up very easy to.
Oh, we already know that governance just delays shit, bro. It makes it sluggish, and I think you're right with IP pushing. Like I think SM should kind of lead the charge on that.
To be fair, right? I think governance is amazing.
Mhm.
Okay, I think it's amazing. Like I say it's amazing because like I think you will get better answers, better like on average you're gonna get better results, right? The only problem is it's gonna make you like 100 times slower, right? Like if you would ask me, what would I rather have? Would I have a giant army or a small, extremely skilled Black Ops team? Right? I could probably achieve more with a small, extremely skilled Black Ops team, you know? Like, but obviously the army is going to be amazing, like, for what it looks like, how strong it is, you know, what it's possible to accomplish.
But it also depends on the task too.
Yeah, that's true too. That exactly. So that's what I mean. Like, in reality, it's really good, but I think Sky maybe still needs to focus on curating their team, right? And creating that super skilled small team that can make all these decisions very quickly and understand like the scope of things, and that's always growing too, right?
That's
growing
why they're
with
in
the
San
meta,
Francisco.
growing with what's happening. Yeah, and
that
that's
was
what
a
I do
talent
like.
base.
Exactly. I do like that too. That they're actually working on that. And that's the first time I think we've even heard of something like that, right? Because before they were just had their office in Vietnam. They hired people in 2021. We didn't really hear much of anything since then. And then now it's like, oh, something is happening.
But it's partnership leads as well. They were saying it's easier to partner with more talented and bigger partners by being in the US. And I think that's actually that's what will probably serve Sky Mavis the best. Is of course the Black Ops team needs to exist, but they should build an army through partnerships that actually takes shit to the next level. So
I think they end up maybe developing a game in United States, low key. Low key, being in San Francisco, who knows? I don't want to flood anybody's job in Vietnam, but you know, the best of the best in gaming are in California. They are in California
city as well, bro.
So I feel like at some point, you know, the project itself ends up being in San Francisco with like top level. You know, even if you have to pay them $150,000 a year, you know, for somebody to, I think they can get it done.
They'll do it, bro. And look, I'm gonna speak it into existence. It's gonna be real. 2026, Axie's gonna pay for my health insurance.
Yeah, because you're gonna be a janitor at the SF office.
Yeah, I'm down, bro.
Literally, you probably get paid more than.
But yeah, I'll get more than. Oh, no, I'm not even gonna say it.
You probably get fucking paid $30 an hour easily.
Yeah.
And
by that time,
what are you talking about? Janitors probably make way more than that in SF, bro.
By that time, bro, it'll be a remote
live
job.
Off of $30 an hour in SF.
True. Fair.
Now it would be a remote job because by then it would be a bot, and I'll just
make sure it's working. The technicals.
Yeah, put the goggles on to make sure it's not like crashed in the corner. It's just not working around there, you know. Nah, I wanted to look at the actual governance blog because they actually put suggestions forwards for governance, and obviously these are probably the directions we go through. Odin posted as well. Like there's actually in the contributors chat right now. There's a decision at hand, so people need to go in and make decisions on it. But let me share this. So I don't know if anyone I read the blogs. I never used to. I'm not going to cap to you, but now I do. So this is what's on the table right now. Ratifying the Axie Constitution, which no cap, the first time I read it, I thought, what the fuck are we turning it into a rat? Like, I don't know what this word means. The other option is staking a portion of AXS in the treasury, staking Ethereum in the treasury.
Yo,
staking
my bad,
Mono
Gila.
treasury.
I gotta head out, brother. I got a tournament. Yeah, all right. Much love, bro.
You got a what? Wait, you got a what?
I got a tournament right now. Yeah, tournament.
Tournament in
What game? What game? What game?
Star
What game?
Atlas. Star Atlas. Star Atlas.
Okay,
I'm gonna be live. I'm gonna be live on my YouTube. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Peace, bro.
Peace.
What do you think happens first for governance out of these suggestions?
Motherfucker, I fell asleep. I don't know even what
No,
you're
what do
talking
you?
about. Where
If
are
you had to choose one, it's on the screen. If you had to choose one,
let's see. I don't know. Suddenly I became dyslexic. I have no idea what it says.
Fuck. Would you? Okay.
I'm trying to
Governance first decision. Would you rather it be pumping a token, securing more funds for the treasury long term, like staking, or focusing on infrastructure things like Axie Score or developing community? What would be your first direction to spend some of that treasury funds?
Out of all that, developing community by far. But developing community will have to come from like a really solid game plan that we're all behind. And
I
not
feel like it would take the longest to make a decision. I'm right.
Yeah, it has to be something that we're all behind. I have an idea of how to do that. Probably shouldn't talk about that live on stream, but yeah, like if Geos gives me the provides me lets me entertain him for a bit, I think we gotta cook on how to do community growth.
Honest to God, bro, we need to fast forward to the point of reality where you're actually working at Sky Mavis. It's
Bro,
kind of
it's
annoying,
not
bro.
gonna happen. If I've been here for 4 years and that hasn't happened, what's gonna be different now?
You might be more ready than you were before.
That's true, actually. I have worked with like a bunch of different teams now. You know what's funny? People see me as like I'm a gamer, but they don't realize like my strength is not a gamer. I'm just really good with like human psychology and problem solving, right?
Yeah.
Like actually, that's what. It's not like I have some innate talent where I can click buttons faster than everybody else. Or something, you know?
Yeah. All right, bro. Listen, I can't lie. I'm shit out of energy. This was fun, but the town hall was good. There was a lot of good things in there, but yeah, man. I mean, let us know what you're thinking about it. Tweet on the timelines. I'll get involved in the conversation if you have any points at me, whatever.
Man is thinking hard to just pump a token. You know what, Gila? Before you go, I'll tell you this. Pumping a token is amazing, right? But the only way a token pumps and stays is if there's a community.
Yeah, because
So
you
the
got
reason why
the sell pressure.
Like when I say community, I don't mean like people there being like, yeah, let's go, fucking whatever token. No, fuck that. That's not what a community is like. I'm buying this, I'm holding this because I believe in like the next 5 years, 10 years,
Yeah.
what it's gonna do. It doesn't
vision
matter what
play.
price I'm buying it because whatever price it's at right now, this is way too cheap, right?
Yeah.
And that's what people forget. So it doesn't pumping is worthless junk unless you have a community who's so fucking delusional that there's no price that they will sell at. Literally. So until then, forget about pumping a token, forget about buybacks, forget about all that shit because there's right now you buy back, let's say that you unload everything, they buy back, I can promise you it's gonna
The
get
sell
sold.
pressure.
It's gonna get sold like this because there's no community right now. Right? There is some community, very little. It's very weak. It's like a faint heartbeat. But what we need is that heartbeat to be fucking pumping out of the chest, you know, before you can pull all those other things.
I agree. But nevertheless, bro, thank you for tuning in with us. It was a different type of experience. We didn't hop on a stage or anything, but yeah, I don't know, bro. I'm fucking brilliant. Love you. All right, peace.